What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Anfernee, and in this video I want to talk about side hustles, as I love to talk about in a lot of my videos, but most specifically I want to discuss the top 7 side hustles for college students. Now in the back of my head, it still feels like I got out of college last year, and now I'm closer to 5 years being out of college than I am to 1 year being out of college. That's a very weird way of saying I've been out of college for 3 years, but the memories of all of the side hustles that I tried while I was in college are still fresh in my mind. And while reading a CNBC article, I saw an update of some of the recent most popular side hustles in college, and I just wanted to express what I felt would be most effective versus what the popular opinion is out there. So if you think you're going to find any kind of value in this video, then tap that like button for your boy, and also go down to the description where if you sign up to the public app, you will get a free stock just for signing up. But before I get into the top 7, let me talk about why I feel like I'm qualified to talk about these college side hustles. And that is because from my personal journey, all of the side hustles and passive income streams really started when I was watching YouTube videos in college. From watching YouTubers like Graham Stephan, Tommy Bryson, and a whole bunch of other finance YouTubers, it gave me the idea to get started on YouTube and to get started in other passive income streams that are still making me money today. So because I found so much value in videos like that in college, that's why I thought it would be valuable to provide that for any of you that are sort of in the same situation where you're looking for ways to make more money, but you just don't know exactly what opportunities or what methods are out there that you may be interested in. And if we get right into the first of the top 7 side hustles of college students, we're going to get into content writing. So content writing is specifically talking about the more or less script that content creators use, or you can even drill that down a little bit more into actually writing for blogs or creating a blog for yourself. I think that if you are a person who has any aspirations to write a book someday, or just has some creativity that you want to share with the world, or some knowledge that you want to share with the world, but you don't want to necessarily make that into a YouTube video, then starting a simple blog and writing content online and sharing those blogs to Twitter, or I guess known as X now, Facebook, Instagram. By consistently driving traffic to your blog, over time you will be able to build up a sizable income stream simply by putting your thoughts in action. That is going to be a common theme for all of these side hustles, is that none of them are necessarily going to be a get rich quick scheme. None of them are going to transform you from zero to Andrew Tate overnight. However, with a lot of consistency, you can definitely start to build up your platform, build up your brand, and overall make yourself more valuable in the internet space than you would be had you not done anything at all. So focusing on quick returns won't get you anywhere in this sense. You have to really be thinking about the long haul and overall how this can put you in a good position to make money over time instead of in one day. But to move on to the next top side hustle of college students, and this is going to be an SAT or an ACT tutor. So I would assume that if you are a college student, you have already taken either the SAT or the ACT, and because of that, your experience is valuable to people who have not taken that test yet. So going back to your local community or your local high school, or even the high school that your college is located in, and tutoring high schoolers who are getting ready to take the SAT or ACT can actually be a pretty lucrative side hustle, because parents tend to pay a premium for allowing their child to be prepared for such an important test. I would say the only caveat to this is that you yourself would have to do well on SAT or ACT, or even if you didn't do necessarily well, you would have to be a good instructor and patient person to be able to teach others how to tackle such an important test. And for me personally, I never actually did ACT or SAT tutoring, but had I had the opportunity, I definitely would have considered it, because for one, I enjoy helping other people succeed, and two, I think I would have done much better had I had the opportunity to study with a tutor than I actually did when I took the test. But moving on to the next top side hustle of college students, this one is going to be a social media manager. So a lot of college students, from my experience, are in the process of building businesses, building their brand, trying to become influencers, and a lot of the time the college schedule tends to conflict with these ambitious plans. They may be able to record the videos, they may be able to edit the videos, however scheduling the videos, responding to comments, and doing all of the gritty details that is involved with being on social media may be a little bit overwhelming to some people, and they may be willing to outsource it and pay a premium to do so. So if you are a person who is willing to answer comments for people, answer DMs, respond to emails, and in exchange get paid for your service, then being a social media manager in college could also be a very nice side hustle, because you can build a portfolio of clients. Once you get 1 or 2 people that speak positively of you, you can then start to bring in 3 to 4 clients, 5 to 6, until you mention 10 to 20 clients, and then you're able to hire employees to help you manage your business as well. A lot of these methods could snowball very quickly if given enough discipline, given enough consistency, and given enough effort. And then keeping on to the social media trend, the next top side hustle of college students is a brand ambassador. Now, being a brand ambassador is something that I personally have experience with, because early on the channel, when I only had a few hundred followers, I was actually a brand ambassador for the brand Fashion Nova. And I say that to tell you that you don't have to have 1,000,000 followers to be a brand ambassador. You don't have to have this extreme influence. All you have to do is be in a solid niche, be willing to post and make creative content, and be willing to reach out and negotiate with brands. I would say that 9 times out of 10, if you reached out to 1,000 brands and negotiate a deal in order to post some kind of content for them in exchange for getting a free article of clothing, then you will find at least one business to agree to allow you to be their brand ambassador. Now, it most likely won't be for a big brand like Nike, Under Armour, or possibly Fashion Nova, but most small businesses have a marketing budget and they are willing to have people happy to promote their products. And if you are an aspiring entrepreneur or an aspiring influencer, as your personal channel grows or your personal brand grows, so will the brand that you are an ambassador for. And as the story goes, you miss all of the shots that you don't take. So before you count yourself out as being a brand ambassador, I would say at least try to reach out to 20 to 50 companies just to see what kind of feedback you receive. Do you think that you don't have enough followers, that your views are too low? And if it is something like that, then that can easily be overcome with a little bit more hard work on the back end, so that if you come back to them 6 months later, you may be able to score a deal then. And then the next top side hustle for college students is being a virtual assistant. Now, this one doesn't need much explanation, but I've personally been seeing a lot of job listings for virtual assistants on sites like Fiverr that allow people to be a virtual assistant for a day for $20 or $30. And overall, if you can do this for a whole bunch of people, you can stand to make a lot of money. Now, a virtual assistant doesn't always mean going out to get coffee or dry cleaning, but it can be doing something like answering emails, editing a video, making a thumbnail. I tend to focus a lot on content creation because that is where my experience is at. But you can imagine that a virtual assistant can do a lot of mundane things that person wouldn't necessarily want to do every single day. So if you had the bandwidth in your schedule to take on a virtual assistant role, then you can stand to make an extra $100 to $250 per day, depending on how many clients you take. And overall, that is actually comparable to a full-time income and not a side hustle when you actually sit down and run the numbers. I would say to be a successful virtual assistant, you have to have a good attention to detail, you have to be very timely, and you have to be overall a good people person. And if you have all those qualities, it then just boils down to building up a good reputation so that traffic is then driven to your posting and not to someone else's posting. Even if you have all these qualities, as I mentioned in the video, you can't expect all of the results in one day. You still have to put in the work to prove to the internet and prove to everyone that you are the one worthy of being hired as compared to someone else. However, the next top side hustle for college students is going to be a graphic designer. And I personally got started with graphic designing using Photoshop back when I was in college. And I still wouldn't say I'm a professional graphic designer by any means, but I have continued to try to get better over time. And I think that if someone wants to hire me to make a simple design or make a simple logo, that I will be capable of doing that simply from what I learned on YouTube. So if you're in college, you can go the process of majoring in graphic design. However, what I recommend is that using the free university YouTube to learn everything that there is to know about graphic design, and then majoring in something else that couldn't necessarily be found for free on YouTube. I think that you can learn a ton of skills about Photoshop, about Adobe Illustrator, about Premiere Pro, all from free YouTube videos or all from books that you could get into a college course but could be outdated. And I think that for something like graphic design, you may be able to be more motivated by learning to do that on your own. But as I said about a lot of these side hustles, if you build up a portfolio of clients, you can make a lot of money from graphic design as well. And then moving on to the last top side hustle for college students, this one is actually one of my personal favorites, and it's going to be food delivery. Now, I'm sure you know all about Uber Eats and DoorDash, but when I personally got this channel started, all of the equipment, everything that I bought for this channel came through DoorDash. All the cameras, mic, all the setup came through money made from DoorDash. And because of that, this is also a side hustle that is also near and dear to my heart, because DoorDash and Uber Eats is really all about hustle. There is no building clients, there is no building a portfolio. It's about how much time and effort you want to put in and how much money you can make. Now, there are ways to DoorDash efficiently and to make more money per hour, but what it all really boils down to is how much time you actually spent out DoorDashing. And I know that for college students, this can actually be a catch-22, because the more time that you spend DoorDashing, the less that you have for college and friends, and overall your quality of life may diminish because all you're doing is chasing more deliveries. So I personally believe that food delivery is one of the most consistent and best ways to make money in college, but you also want to make sure that you find a good balance so that you're not always on the road and not spending time building quality relationships. But if you have any side hustles that you want to add or that you think may be a good idea for college students, then leave them in the comments below, as I do like to read every single one of them. I would say that of this list, food delivery and content creation is my favorite. Although I didn't talk about creating YouTube videos in this video, I personally think that is a great side hustle as well if you are willing to put in the work to get started. However, if you found any kind of value in this video, then tap that like button for your boy, as it really does help boost the channels up and allows them to reach more people in the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more videos like this, then hit that subscribe button. And as I mentioned earlier in this video, if you want to earn some free money, then go down to the description where if you sign up to the public app, they will give you a free stock just for signing up as a thank you from me to you. If you do decide to use that link and sign up, then let me know what kind of kind of stock you get, because I love to see when you guys take advantage of those offers. However, that's all I have for you in today's video, and I will see you in the next one, guys.